Hi everyone, it's Keyless Entry. Today I am continuing with my Lockwood Padlock series. So this is my second installment. I did the 232 on my video 239. So I'll be doing a video each week, basically on a Sunday. So today's padlock will be the Lockwood 234, one of my favorites. So alright, so out of the factory, that would have come out, well, on the shelf, or if you're a locksmith, that would have sort of come like this in a box. So padlock 234. This one in here is actually a 5-pin, and we've got some dimensions back here. So we've got a 45mm body, so they're all 45mm wide. This one's 41mm tall. The 6-pin body's a little bit taller. We've got a 9mm shackle, hardened shackle, and on this particular one we got 19mm of shackle clearance. Alrighty, so I'll just show you this one here. So these are no longer produced, sadly. One of my favorite Lockwood padlocks. So this one here is a C4 keyway there. And as you can see, the size difference between a 5-pin body and a 6-pin body. They also have different plugs. So this will have a 5-pin plug, this will have a 6-pin plug. Apart from that, they're virtually identical internally. All right, let's put this one away. The box is a little bit raggedy. All right. So this is actually the first Lockwood 234 that I ever got. So I've had this just over 2 years now. Absolutely love this lock. An old one, but you know, it's nice and tarnished and everything, but I just love it, just the patina. This one also came with a X restricted keyway. This keyway is no longer in patent, has been restricted. So this is the CE keyway, and you can see it's a little bit different. Let's use this one here as an example. That's a C4 there, and that's a CE. So this is the most common Lockwood keyway found on houses and everything like that, house doors. This one's the restricted. So we got RCE, R standing for restricted. Then you've got the CE, which is the keyway code. This is the old Lockwood Australia key. And so this one is pinned to 5 actually. So there's your bitting, nothing too crazy. But it's in a 6-pin body, so maybe someone had their house lock keyed up to their padlock, which a lot of people did back then. So, but they used the 6-pin body for a 5-pin key, so actually works fine. As you can see there, probably needs a new shackle spring, but it's not too bad. Probably needs a new shackle, but I wouldn't change that. All right, so let's give this a quick pick, and then I'll show you how these work inside. So the CE is a little bit more restrictive for top of the keyway tension than the C4. The CE is a little bit more restrictive, so 0.8mm, and going counterclockwise, because if you go clockwise it sort of spits out the tensioner or leaves it like that, and then it's hard to get to pin one. Alrighty, let me just zoom in. So I don't want to make these videos too long, so I'm not sure if I'll be picking every padlock in the future, but yeah, we'll see how long they end up. All right, so I'm going to use medium tension. So on the 232 I used a very light tension. On this one I use medium, just to get the pins binding a little bit more. Okay, that's 2 binding a little bit. Yeah, 2 is binding. Okay, got to click out of 2. Nothing on 3. Okay, that's 4 binding. I've got to click out of 4. That was actually 5, sorry, 4. Okay, now 1 is binding a little bit. Okay, a little bit of core rotation. 2 seems way up there. Nothing on 3. That was 4 there. Click out of 4. 1, 2. Okay, just touch 3, and we have an open. So these do contain tapered key pins and tapered drivers. So they can be tricky to pick because you need to sometimes set the pin. They're very easy to overset, and if underset, they need a little bit of tapping each time. That's why you saw me going through it and just checking each pin after I set it. Alrighty, so I'm not going to gut this obviously because that will take time and I don't want to ruin this. I'd have to drill out all the plugs and all that. So let me bring in a locksmith format 234, which I've prepared earlier. Alrighty, so this is how they would have come to locksmiths, basically. So this one's got the big bow Lockwood Australia key on there, the most common keyway, which is a C4. This one is a 6-pin body. Yes, it is, and just compare it to a 5-pin body. As you can see there, they are shorter, and yep. So this is one I've taken apart, as you can see there. All right, so the way these work, pretty much the same as a 232. So you can open them clockwise, counterclockwise. There's a hair there. So first I'll take these out. So you've got your 9mm hardened shackle there. All right, so I probably need a hook to take out the plug. I'll put my finger over this hole here because the actuator, the locking pawl, we want to jump out from there. There we go. So that's the plug there. And anti-bypass plate. All right, there's the locking pawl and this spring for it. So if you watched my video number 239 where I showed the 232 locksmiths format, everything in here is pretty much the same but just scaled up. You've got your 2 pins, your 2 holes on the back for your 2 pins, one that retains the shackle, so that would be in there like that, so the shackle would not fully come out. So your shackle would sort of be in. I'll just put that pin in just to sort of give you an idea. So yeah, that stops the shackle from coming out, as you can see there. And this one here, just do that quickly as well to demonstrate. That one there would go into your core. So now you can't take that core out. You can open it, but I haven't got the locking pawl in there, so I can always take them out later. There they go now. Alrighty, so everything's pretty much the same as the 232, just scaled up, like I said. The key pins are tapered also, and it's got a thicker anti-bypass plate. And this was quite a thin one. It's like a little sheet. It was very, very thin in the 232. On the 234, it's a lot more substantial, as you can see, and that sits on the back of the plug like that, and that stops from any bypassing through the front of the keyway and trying to manipulate the locking pawl. So yeah, it's quite a cool thing they got going on there. Alrighty, just thinking if I've missed anything or not. Alright, I'll just bring these up to the camera so you guys can see the pins a little bit better. Alrighty, so because this is a later locksmiths format one, all the pins are silver nickel, as you can see, or nickel silver rather, and these are all 0-bitted because the key is 0-bitted, so all these pins are a 0, the key pins. In the older ones, there's brass a lot of the time, and they still have the taper on them. And once the way this taper works is over time and use of the lock through the moving of the pin on the shear line and everything like that, the taper does increase. So here's some old pins actually that I've cleaned up, and you can see the difference in the taper there to an unused pin. There we go there, and I think the older ones actually had a a more pronounced taper from the factory, but that, I don't know that. I'm just assuming. So yeah, they came in brass too, as you can see, and they do wear down over time, increasing that taper and effectively making them harder to pick. So I have taken quite a few of these 234s apart that I want to rekey or refurbish, and in some of them I found that they didn't have the tapered drivers or key pins, and I was trying to figure out why. And I know they're sold in locksmiths format, well, were sold. You can still get them secondhand. There's still a few floating around here and there. But I think back in the day, people used to want their padlocks keyed up to their house key. So you get a customer, go to the locksmith, and the locksmith will pull up a locksmith's format body like this, the full kit. And instead of using, let's say, the Lockwood genuine pins, they would use like lab pins or whatever else they had. And I found a few that I've taken apart just had straight cut drivers and key pins, which made it easier to pick. But yeah, but I guess if you bought these from Lockwood already assembled, they would come with the tapered key pins and drivers. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Lockwood padlocks, the good old 234. Alrighty guys, I think next week on the next episode on the next video, what I'll do is go through all the 232 variations and all the 234 variations. I'll do a bit of a timeline on both, because yeah, I don't want to make everything into, I don't want to make one huge video, because yeah, I don't know if people will retain all that information or whatever. So, and people don't want to watch long videos anyway. Anyway guys, that's it from me this time, and I'll see you next time. Take care.